Hello students, let's see what we need to do on this problem. It says solve. So what that means, and I'm going to highlight it, it means you need to find the value for the variable in your problem, okay? So I do have a problem here, and I'm going to write it down again. I like to have big numbers here. So I'm going to write down my equation exactly as it appears. And just to notice that I got variables on both sides. So I need to make sure that I move my variables somewhere, right? So my advice is always get rid of the smallest variable, like the smallest term, which in this case will be 2x. So it's up to you. Like I said, it won't matter. So I'm going to do minus 2x on both sides. Okay, so remember you're trying to leave variables on one side only. So that's gonna make my 2x's disappear, right? And 4x minus 2x is actually 2x minus 6 equals, that went to 0, so I have only 8. Okay, the next thing that I need to do, notice how x now it's on one side already. It was on both sides. Now it's on one side, which is a good thing, right? So what do I need to do next? Well, I need to get rid of the constant, which is minus 6. And the way that I get rid of a minus is by adding 6 on both sides. Okay? So what's going to happen to my 6? Well, they cancel, right? And I'm going to end up with 2x equals 8 plus 6 is 14. Now, notice how x looks like in a better shape because it only has a 2 next to it, right? That's the whole idea. We need to solve for x. 2, it's multiplying x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide by 2. Remember, whatever you do on one side, you do it to the other side. So 2 and 2 cancels out. Okay, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I ended up with 1x, which remember 1x is the same as x by itself. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I got the answer. X is equals to 7. But I would like for you guys to actually check your work. And the way that we check, and I've done it before in some other videos, it actually means that I am going to replace x with a 7 on my original equations, okay? So I'm going to write down my equations as 4x minus 6 equals 2x plus 8. I'm going to write it down again. Notice how I'm leaving parentheses, because in the parentheses, I am going to write down the value for x, which we found to be 7. So I'm going to write down a 7 right on my parentheses. So notice what I'm doing is I replace x with a 7, okay? Everything else stays the same, okay? So let's continue. So now I'm going to multiply 4 times 7. That's 28 minus 6. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 8. Okay? Next step, subtract 28 minus 6 is 22. Now, do the other side as well. 14 plus 8. I also get a 22. So notice how I got 22 on both sides. So that means that my answer is correct. Okay? So this is my answer. X equals 7.